Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice here is if you want to do it right, collect what you like, but you already know how it goes for Fanime Talk segment. If you want to do it right, anime for life. And today we are going to get into my hermano, my blood brother, all your guys' brother. You know him, you love him, the man of the people, you know, my man, your man too. Hip hop's in me. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man?
Oh, shit. Good, brother. Good, man. Just enjoying this little rainy day out here, kind of
That's word.
behind closed doors, man. Got some anime watching done this weekend and some reading. You already know the drill, man. It was a good weekend.
There you
I
go,
did
man.
I did what you wanted to do, bro.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, for those of you out there right now, I'm potty training my son, and he is just not digging it. Every time I try to take him, he reminds me of the guy in Ghost, Willie Lopez that he doesn't find out he's dead, and then all of a sudden he does, and the ghosts are dragging him. He's like, ah! Like that's exactly how my son is right now. He just is not a fan. So calling him Willie today, but yeah, man, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you were able to catch up on some shows, some anime, and some comic book reading, man. But that's good to hear. You know what I was going to say? Let's holler at the
Yeah, but
nerd chat,
before
man. See what's going on.
yeah, but before we holler at the herd chat, man, we gotta wish somebody a happy birthday. We gotta wish
Oh
our
yeah,
own
birthday
you
shout
promised
out
me
to
comics.
Caroline.
Caroline. Sweet, sweet Caroline. Happy birthday, girl. We hope you're jamming and rocking and rolling and all your best wishes have been answered today. But let's
Yes.
go ahead and holler at some more peeps. Oh man. Man, brother Rudy and I were on the same wavelength, but we're calling these guys the Four Horsemen. Team Nerd Herd moderators.
Oh,
You got your boy Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Kurt Hennig, and Dean Malenko, brother. You got brother number one, brother Rudy, brother
I
number
love
two,
it.
something Wong. You know something white's always gonna happen when he's around. You got brother number three, D-Anime, etc. Senpai. And then you got Glenn 2K12, my horror hermano, man. They're putting headlocks on motherfuckers and throwing them off aprons and shit. You know what I mean? And then you got the music, man. You got shout outs to DJ Abomination and Plain Clothes D, making them beats, those luscious beats. And then you got something Wong already up in here. What's
You
going
know
on,
it.
something Wong? My boy is
What's
at
up?
Baltimore and had a grand old time with the community. And you got brother number 4, part of the Four Horsemen, man. Glenn 2K
Woo.
lacing up them bootstraps. You got my
Yep.
man Evil's Comics, my man
Eagles.
Mike.
What's up,
What's cracking?
Eagles?
What's cracking? DC connoisseur extraordinaire, I like to call him. A
Word.
bleeding star, man, from the
Leading star.
furthest of the galaxies, man. Never shining bright, but always shining right. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
That was just off
Oh,
the
man.
top of the head, dude. Sometimes I
Hey,
make
dude,
them,
that's the
sometimes I don't.
rhymes, baby.
Inja, the
Ninja
beheader
Binja.
Binja. Oh, girl. She is in the house. What's going on,
What's up,
girl?
girl?
My girl, where's HK Wifey 420? My girl Sheena. I'm gonna go ahead and holler her out right now because she
I
asked it.
know, man. I figured she'd be the first one here for you, baby.
I know, man. What's going on, Nicole? What's cracking?
What's up, Nicole?
What's going on to Alonzo? My man
Alonzo.
Alonzo. Yo, let me get a big old station to
Woo!
TM Nerdy Station.
TM
Over
Nerdy,
there at
what's
the
up,
PCP Army and Bad Batch, my brother, man. I was just, dare I say it, man. We was recording. My man Cryo Prime. What's going on, Cryo Prime?
Cryo?
Didn't know if I could spill the beans, Travis. My bad, brother. I had to pull back a little bit. He was like, no, don't do it. Super Saiyan, yeah, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Uzumaki, man. He's powering up in this.
That's just the name you almost got to say twice. I love it.
Dude, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Uzumaki. I say it 3 times if necessary.
Right?
If a doctor was going to add a prescription, he'd be like, say this 4 times or 3 times. Like,
dude, I don't have to say this name again.
Like Beetlejuice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he instant transmissions to your ass and is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He'd be like the Santa Claus, what's it called? Tim Allen, would you shake the globe?
Oh yeah, you shake that globe. There he is. What's up, Rage and Cage? What's up, JD?
JD, brother JD. Now you know me. All right. Oh, you got Mama Comic Lucy. What's going
up,
on,
Lucy? How's it going?
Over there at Nearing Nerdvana. Go ahead and sub up my girls up. Go ahead and sub up my boy JD, and go ahead and sub my boy up TM Nerdy. And then you got free energy. His energy ain't free though. It always costs, something.
Yeah, what's up, free energy?
Victor Von Free, the Doom. That's how it's gonna go from here on in, man. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Depends on like if I'm 10 sheets to the win or something.
Or
Oh, look at this.
something. Speaking
Oh,
of,
man.
I was
Speaking
gonna
of,
say, what's up, Jesus? ¿Cómo estás,
¿cómo estás?
compadre?
¿Cómo está, papá? ¿Cómo está, papá? De batito, way. Oh, Captain Comics, what's going
Captain
on?
Comics,
Ahoy, ahoy, ahoy,
ahoy,
my
matey.
brother. Yes, sir. All right, man. Let's go. I think we're all caught up. If I missed you guys, I'm working my way back up to the chat. Go ahead and let's go ahead and get into this, man. And then we'll highlight your comments también.
Word.
Más o menos, you know.
Yep.
Lucy's all that. You're not even talking right. You're not even talking right.
Well, I mean, Steve, first off, I thank you again, for giving me the pleasure. You know what I mean? I know we're blood brothers. We definitely have a lot in common, obviously, but I just wanted to get your, Chibi Tale, your walk of anime, and I wanted to share with everybody else, just so that way they know that my man knows a thing or two about the anime. I see Chewy Chuzu is going to be throwing them smoke signals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to catch him.
I see him in the air.
CRG.
Oh, what's up,
Anthony?
What's
Comics
up, Anthony?
are great. First guest up in the building, man. He gets to take that precedence right there,
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man.
First guest to that chibi.
Yeah. So my first question for you, Steve, is, and just letting us all know, how did you first get into anime?
So,
what was your first experience with it?
It had to be Voltron for sure.
Okay.
Because that came in '84,
right?
So there's like bits and pieces I missed, man. But when I think about it, it had to be Voltron because in '84, I just remember having I was talking to TM about this. I had a whole bunch of toys. You know that. You were just born. You were just born.
I was just born. That's my year.
We had like He-Mans, we had G.I. Joes, we had Star Wars, but I also had Voltron. I had like the one that was connected.
Yeah.
And then the song. Dun, 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 dun,
iconic,
dun, dun, iconic, right?
Yeah.
So it had to be Voltron. And then like Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star was something I was fond of. Kinshoro.
Okay.
Yeah. And you were still young back in the day, but like during the time, Dad would send me to grandma's on the weekend, and I would be with like Jason and Anar and Hugo, and we would be watching. We would watch like anime. We would watch Dragon Ball in Spanish though.
Okay, Telemundo style.
Yeah, Telemundo style, dude. Shout outs to Nick. What's cracking?
Oh, what's up, Nick? Welcome, man.
So we used to watch that in Spanish. And so we'd watch Dragon Ball. So I'd get to watch Dragon Ball. That was also cool because it's something new. It had a little bit of martial arts, a little bit of fight, a little bit of fantasy. And it just kept my my interest. But I would have to go like every Sunday, dude, because back then you didn't have they didn't have the VCRs out yet and tapes.
You had to catch it when it was you had to catch it when it was playing, when it was live. Otherwise, you're asked out.
Yeah, man. And if you were going to try to ask if you was going to try to ask Jason or something like that, you never know. He's like, oh, I forgot. I'm just like this mother effer, but he's family. So gotta love him. Shout out to Jay.
Yeah.
Oh man, my man Phil coming back fresh
from
Baltimore.
Yes, welcome back, Phil. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Had a grand old time, man. I'm so happy for them, man, that they had a great time. So after that, I started watching like Dragon Ball Z there often, dude. Like it was just Ronin Warriors. This is what I was gonna talk back to. Evos, you called it, my brother.
That's right.
Now dos right there.
What's up?
Now dos Los Mineros. My bad if I butchered that, bro. But yeah, so Evo brings up a great point too, because during that time that it was in the 80s, we were also moved to Simi.
Yeah.
And we used to Evo. You bring up a great point, man. Early at Channel 9, KCAL, they used to play Darkstalkers 6 a.m, man. And then they would come out with Ronin Warriors. Ronin Warriors was the shit, dude. It was like samurais. I mean, that, man. They each had their element.
That's right.
And I was more for battle, type of anime. Fist of the North Star battle anime. I mean,
classic.
fighting, you know, like that Voltron, you know, it was more space, but they were still
Battling it out.
battling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to me, I like that conflict. I like the good versus evil. Um, I like being pushed to the limit. So
Okay.
those things were always epic to me. So it had to have started with Voltron and kind of worked its way into Dragon Ball Z. And
Yeah.
then, you know, like in bits and pieces, it just kind of gradually grew into like Ninja Scroll and
Okay.
Appleseed, you know, like, and then when dad got those laser disc, you know, and
Oh yeah.
we were watching Fatal Fury, you know, like that was just so much anime. And in that
Mhm.
sense, I mean, it blew your mind because I mean, here you're looking at like regular TV, you're looking at GI Joe and Transformers and all these other
The
cartoons.
Thundercats.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Thundercats too. I mean, that's a good one. But
Yeah.
if you were
Sure
looking at
is.
the bad cartoons, you were like, the animation's not good. And then to
Sure.
come here and look at, you know, what, you know, like Japan was doing with their anime and their storylines and like everything else. I mean, you're just, at that
Yeah.
age, it blew your head off. You were just like,
Yeah,
you know,
you could definitely tell the difference. It's like, apples to oranges, just a big difference in the presentation. So yeah, I do feel you. Although there are, you had mentioned, some, Saturday morning cartoons, American cartoons that, for their time, they definitely did a really good job. Like for me, one of the big ones that kind of sticks out is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the theme song. I mean, everybody would know that theme song, So, but like just kind of echoing back to what you're saying,
Pro
you could definitely
Stars.
tell the difference.
Pro Stars.
Oh yeah, that's what
Pro.
Michael Jordan
Oh,
and
Wayne
Wayne
Gretzky and Bo
Gretzky
Jackson. Bo
and
Jackson.
Bo Jackson,
Damn.
I think was in it. Maybe I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, that's it. That's it. You already know.
Yes, yes. So you bringing up many different animes brings me to my next question, because you just just broke open a big old library of things of what you're looking at. But out of all of those animes, and you had mentioned Voltron, but I don't know if this is going to be your actual answer for the anime that actually hooked you in to like being a forever fan of animes. I love Care Bears. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Care Bear Stare.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I
so
think
what anime got you hooked, like that you were in it, that you now it's like, okay, now I'm going to be fully into this.
it had to be Dragon Ball Z for sure.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z for sure, because that was more of a, for me, like watching that over and over. I got to watch it in Spanish. I got to watch it during when you had to sub, like revisiting it in English, and like doing the Battle of the Planets, or well, not the Battle of the Planets, where Vegeta was coming to Earth.
Sure.
And then you kind of worked your way in through that, and then worked your way into the portion of Frieza and and Planet Namek. You know what I mean? Don't worry, he's safe, guys. He's safe.
For you guys.
All right. Yeah, man. So it had to be for sure the Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, and so you had mentioned that with variety of characters, like with Vegeta, and how there's always some sort of like something's high at stake, and I know, like, since that is a very prevalent anime for you, is that something like is there something about those characters that you just kind of felt more bonded to? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of them there, and I know, that Goku obviously is going to be the one to stick out. But were there any other characters, or is it Goku for you that really just kind of stood out and set the bar for like the main characters? Because obviously in all animes, the main character is going to have his, build up in power. They're going to have to overcome some sort of adversity. They're going to get, handled a little bit. But, if you could tell me just what about Dragon Ball Z?
Just, like the being tested. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Being tested as well.
Yeah.
Being pushed to the limit while Goku kind of had a segment where you're getting to know him, getting to see his battles, but you're also getting to see the people that he builds along the way.
Yeah.
And although, like he's very heroic, very injustice, like he also had this warrior spirit. He's a saint, for God's sakes. Him battling it back and forth with Vegeta, man. I mean, the limits that where they were at. I mean, him getting pushed to the test to be able to like lose his friend was a pivotal moment for him to go Super Saiyan. I think I remember when I watched that, dude. I think we had that tape. We wore the shit out of that thing. We rewinded that thing back and forth because just seeing him just Frieza just pick him up and just crumble him, man, and then him get taken to the point of a Saiyan.
Yeah.
I mean, one, it shows like a unity, right? Camaraderie towards friends and stuff like that.
Yes. Right.
And who would have thought losing someone, would bring you to your limit and bring you to your potential,
right?
In that sense.
Yes. A new level of potential because, it seemed like he was, with Kaioken. I mean, he just seemed pretty good there. And then, you get pushed beyond that limit. And yes, I mean, I remember buying that VHS at Sam Goodies when that was around. And, I couldn't wait to, just kind of revisit that because, well, again, those aired, live and you're watching them on either, Toonami or, Telemundo, like you said. So, to get a VHS, revisit that, it's just a classic. So, so I could definitely meet you there with that, and kind of bringing up to my next question, since you had mentioned that you're like a good genre for you is, Guyver is another good one. That is a good one.
100%. Rono Kenshin too, man.
Oh yeah, Ronin Kenshin is for sure a good one. Now you had mentioned battle style animes being like one of your genres up there, but do you have any more genres that, like, for you can you just enjoy watching them, or you enjoy reading them as far as like manga goes? What is there another one that kind of also has like that same level of enjoy that you enjoy reading or watching?
Yeah, man, I had to like kind of step out of just battle and in watching like horror movies and stuff like that, and kind of like just having a liking to that. I like Jinju Ito, and I liked the horror aspect of those things. So I liked the fact that it was very like very black and white, but it still like painted the tones of horror. The storytelling was good. The other thing, I mean, aside from battle, I mean, the anime brings it up, but Berserk, I was watching the movies back on Netflix, and that shit was dope too, man. I mean, just freaking Guts is freaking amazing in that.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Guts.
Yeah, and it took anime, like every time you got to see like certain animes coming in, you got to see just like levels being bumped up as far as like the drawings and how they set the music, like the score and everything like that. And Berserk, it is definitely like something Wong's point. It is, one of the goats in manga, man.
Without question. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So so like I took myself with horror. I went and like kind of watched that. I remember for a spell I was even watching Cowboy Bebop. Remember we used to get Columbia House, and we got the movie, and so we used to watch that. So that was always something different. But there's something about like horror, like I just dig it, man. I like the darkness in it. I like the eeriness of it, the storytelling. Like I like the stuff to fuck with your mind at the very end. Like keeping you up, like with your covers, like. Yeah,
Dave, that just makes one of us, baby. Because I don't know, man. I've tried to get into that, and I mean, just
your boy.
Oh, Luke, that's right, man. You need to add that in there to your name too, brother. Somewhere, fourth gear status or something, man.
Parasite right here, man. Parasite's a great book, dude. I picked that up.
Yeah,
dude.
Yep.
That is a good one. Columbia House. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Basilisk right there. Basilisk was a great ninja series as well. That's something I've watched as well. Ninja. Helsing, I haven't messed with. I know Eric, you probably stumbled across that, right?
Yeah, it's very much in like the same vein as like Vampire Hunter D. Castlevania has a lot to deal with that. Baki is another really good one, you guys. They got two seasons or two like separate of Baki on Netflix. You should definitely check that out. That might be something in the future that we might go over. But like I want to get back to something else that since you have you have an affinity for the main characters of an anime series, you know what I mean? And how could you not? Of course, like they're the ones that set the tone for everything. And so I bet many of us here in the chat are going to have a lot to say about the main character, how they're able to grab you. So do you have like a favorite character that you would say that you're kind of like emotionally connected to, somebody that maybe like speaks to you and in who you are, the type of person that you are?
Damn, not to who I am, because if I say the perverted sage, everybody's be like, really?
I mean, hey, dude, we're only human. You know what I mean? We're only human. So, but I mean, if that's somebody that you connect to, I mean, speak to it, man, because there's a lot more to this character. Just if you lay it on us, there's a lot more to this character. There's a lot more depth to him. So please.
Yeah. I think with Jiraiya, like in Naruto, you got to see him come into the cartoon. You had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
And as the anime went along, you got to build on his character, and you got to see that he had so much depth, dude. There was more to him than just being the Joker like Naruto was. And he could see so much in himself, but he's just kind of like a friend of the family. And Naruto doesn't even know that. And he still has a loving towards him. He knows the type of grief Naruto had, to be an outcast, to be lonely this whole time, and to be able to watch over him and to watch him grow. I think one of the most impactful parts of that anime, I think the one that made me hurt the most was when he died, because like he went out like a G. He went on out on his shield. You knew he loved Tsunade. You knew he loved he felt like he wanted to get to Orochimaru in some sense, like Naruto wanted to get to Sasuke, and in that whole like scheme of things, you got to see him being a father figure, actually, and Naruto feeling that, never felt so close to somebody that aside from Iruka sensei, or Kakashi, like this was more. Like he took him under his tutelage. He showed him how to use Rasengan, and
that is true.
It would be like a son, like you teaching your son how to ride a bike, right? Or you're providing your son a memory, or telling, like, everybody's been put to the test at one point where you're like, I just can't do this. And I can't, but it's your body that's telling you can. And even though you're speaking to it, it's your mind that takes you through that threshold, because you're strong. You're as strong as anybody, like as long as you put your mind to it, and you can put yourself through more than you think physically.
That's true.
It's your mind that takes you through. And I think that battle alone, he was conflicted too with pain, like, and going back and forth, and like he taught this kid too, and it was a level of compassion where they were alone, and he brought them into the fold, and he fed them, and he taught them ninjutsu and left them, so and then the most horrifying, not horrifying part, but the most heartfelt part, like no lie to me, was when Naruto was eating that ice cream on the park bench. And you see it like you see it in his, like, the ice cream drop, but it's not even him. It's just him crying unconsciously, like, like it's just to the point of pain where even you don't have. I mean, there's different levels of it. I mean, it could be like heartbreaking, but this was more or less like it brought him through that. Like, what am I going to do next? I lost the best thing that could have ever happened to me, and now he's gone. You know what I mean? So I remember, like, the fight. I remember crying at that part, I even remember crying at the park bench, dude. I was just like just beat to shit. I was just like,
Yeah,
somebody
definitely.
console me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Jiraiya's death pulls at many people's heartstrings. Like as your blood, as your little brother, I could definitely say that I could see a lot of his values, like his core beliefs. I definitely see a lot of that in you, and like you've had many people that like that just basically come to you for inspiration, leadership. So and I'm not just saying that because you're my brother, but just speaking as somebody that definitely admires the kind of person that you are. I just think that Jiraiya definitely would be somebody that I could absolutely say yes. That is a character that is embedded in Steven. So, this was my last question for Anthony, but I actually have a couple more follow-up questions for you. But if we were to just drop you in any anime world that you can inhabit, where would you be? What's up, Kamikaze? Where would you be, and then why?
Oh man, I mean, it definitely has to be a battle anime for sure, because that's just my bread and butter.
Yeah, there's lots to choose from, that's for sure.
And the two that I can really like speak to, I mean, I gotta admit, Anthony with My Hero Academia has it as far as that, because it's one of the biggest animes going on.
Sure,
dude. It's meteoric. I mean, it's not even funny. I mean, the sales are crazy, and the story is great. I mean, there's depth in the characters, but like I'm more of a like a ninja guy, dude. Like I'm more like ninjutsu and samurai, and it's all, for me, it's based on it's all based on like samurai stuff and honorable code and stuff like that. Also this too,
Oh yeah, we'll probably get that when J2 comes up on here. You know what I mean? He was already saying low grades last Friday. You guys, if you haven't checked out the low grades from last week, you guys got it. They're hilarious.
Yeah. It's an X-Men shirt, brother. It's an X-Men shirt. I don't think anybody wants to see me stand, brother.
Yeah, they fancy the shirts, man. Fancy the shirts.
Yeah.
So My Hero.
No, it probably, like I would have to go with Demon Slayer, dude.
Okay, so you're switching it up. You're gonna go with Demon Slayer instead for where you would want to be. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because me too, Papa. Me too. For me, being involved, like, I mean, Eric, we've been involved
in martial arts, ninja, etc. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we've grown up in martial arts. I think that's one of the best things. Like, if you were a parent, it's one of the best things you could do for your kid. Is put them in martial arts. It's a level of discipline. It's a level of diversity. It's going to put them to the test mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and physically, and it's going to take them there. Going like in that sense, like it's to their point. I mean, they're training, they're going through it. Like it sounds so cliche, but your breathing can control everything. When you're angry, get control of your breathing. When you're panicking, get control of your breathing. When you're hurt, get control of your breathing, and it'll bring you back to the center of everything. Because I kind of think it's like one of those tickers, like it just, you hone it in to your center, and it'll be there for you. Like it's true concentration.
Yeah.
And I think in that anime, man, it's just epic. The fact that there's demons involved, it adds a little more to the lore. But I mean, if you look at Tanjiro or just Rengoku, for God's sakes, we're in the second season right now, guys. But if you did not go to the movies and watch The Train of Mugen, that was epic. I mean, talk about like Jiraiya. Let's talk about Rengoku. That shit left me ugly crying, like Bride.
Like
you look, you're like, hey, like I was just like, I mean, I watched it with my man Chewy, and I didn't cry there. But when I watched it alone, man, I was like,
just balling. Rengoku.
Dude, because that shit was dope, man. I mean, he took it to the test, and later you guys will find that Rengoku, being a pure great soul, always there for justice. Um, and even in that anime, like Tanjiro nails it because Tanjiro could feel a person's essence. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he could smell evil, you know. Um, and he even says it like there's a strong sense of justice. I think that's the thing, man. For me, I look at all these characters and it sounds so cliche. You know, like everybody has different characters. Like you identify with a different character in My Hero,
Sure.
and in Naruto. But I'm always going for like, oh man, Deku. Oh man, All Might. What about Naruto? I get the main characters.
Yeah.
But in this sense, like for Rengoku, you get to learn more about him, and he had his moment. He died in the most courageous fashion, you know, and later you get to find a little bit about what his family's about, and that's even more heartbreaking because he turned out to be good, guys. Like he turns out to be a great kid, and you know, like there's other things that you kind of find in the fray. Black Clover's another one.
Yeah, that is a good one. Another good one. You know, same vein, like you said, Nicole, with Naruto.
So it'd have to be Demon Slayer, man. I mean, I'd want to be, you know.
Yeah. Now, like you said, you know, this, and for this, I feel like this is a really good question to kind of end on for you, because you had mentioned justice, you mentioned Rengoku, you mentioned All Might. Now, both of those characters have a very pinnacle moment of where they absolutely display everything that's in them, like who they are through and through, with All Might versus All for One, Rengoku versus the Upper Moon. Out of those two fights, which fight for you would you have to choose?
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I know that's a hard one for you because, like you said, those two characters really stick out in your mind. So yeah, I just want to know. The people want to know, Steve.
You know, geez, dude. I mean, in one fashion, you have All Might and him losing his powers, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then in another fashion, you know, you get to see Deku's heartbreak because he's the next in line. You know, like that, and that was a powerful. I mean, I remember when it first aired, dude. I must have watched that shit 5, 6, 7 times, dude, maybe more.
Yeah.
And every time, dude, where it came to the crystals going and him like hitting that last stride.
That's right. He puts his back into it. His back and his ass into it, man.
Yeah, dude. He put that whole ass into it, right? Yeah. You and knowing All Might, again, All Might is your antagonist character, you know, like stands for justice. But you know, like he at the very end, and there was like meaning there, right?
Yeah.
You know, like God, there was so much more meaning in that fight that you got to see because he was like fading away.
Yeah.
And you know, like One for All could see it, and he was kind of being picked at, prawned at, and he was still holding his creed. He was still like, he saved that girl. Later, we find in the manga, she's still involved. You know, in a bit piece. I'm not spoiling anything, guys, but there's more to this story. And just the fact that, you know, like him being put to the test and giving that last bit of energy, knowing that he was gonna fade, and he knew that, hey, I'm passing the torch to Midoriya.
Yeah.
And I think that the end of that, where you got to see like him pointing and the message, like you're next.
Yeah.
And you see Midoriya, like, because Midoriya knows he's going to be next.
Yeah.
But he's such there's empathy there on a whole nother tier, just like Tanjiro. You know, like and it just, I think that shows depth in the character, right? Because we don't have as much empathy in this world as we think. You know, I truly feel like we don't. You know, like, and I don't think it's in the picture. You know, this community is ever empathetic. I mean, and ever giving,
very supportive.
You know, And but the outside world, man, I mean, it's terrifying and it's sad to see. And
Yeah.
to see like it depicted on an anime, kind of it's kind of way of showing you like what with comics and stuff like that. And there's messages there, not to
Absolutely.
not only to one another and to like family, but there's also messages that you see within this anime. It's like being put to being put to the
Yeah.
test. That has to be All Might and versus All for One, probably. Rengoku got me hard as well, but it's
Yeah.
in the same fashion.
Yeah.
It's in the same fashion, but watching more of My Hero Academia, seeing the growth of that, and
Yeah.
still wanting to see more of this Demon Slayer, I'm probably going to go with All Might versus All for One, just
Yeah.
because the meaning of it, man. Even his predecessor was saying like All Might's put to the test, and
Mm-hmm.
like you really get to see who he is, and then you get to
Oh yeah.
see freaking oh my god, you get to my name's my head's a blur right now with Endeavor. You get to see Endeavor,
Oh
and
yeah.
even Endeavor
Yeah.
saying I chased after you for a long time,
Yeah.
and he was helping freaking All Might, where he was telling him like get your back into it,
Yeah.
like you're letting me
Yeah.
down. He's like I'm trying to precede you, man.
He's encouraging. Yeah. He's
Yes,
definitely throwing
yes,
his encouragement,
tough love.
as a rival, for sure, but somebody that he, is looking up to. And I know that, SSGSS Uzumaki and Comics Are Great. They both had mentioned about the Naruto and Sasuke fight that for them, that that anime, that
Yeah,
specific battle definitely speaks to them. So thank you guys for sharing that, because yes, that is another top tier battle, top tier level battle that many people, especially whether you have a best friend, an actual blood brother, and you guys are just super close, those kind of rivalries definitely can
no
tug
good.
at you. So what's up, no good?
The mayor's up in here.
That's right, the
Yeah,
mayor, y'all. um
yeah. Give him the key to the city.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And so yeah, I would definitely have to agree with you in being definitely one of the battles that is going to stick out in your mind. Excellent choice between the two. It's definitely one tough question to choose from, but you seem to have picked it out with ease, brother, with ease.
It was hard, dude. It was hard, because you always say like this is the best anime, and then this is the
Sure.
best anime, but they're only
Yeah.
making them get like better. They just
Yeah.
get better
Yeah.
and better. The storylines are, some of them are similar, like same tropes and stuff like that, but there's always twists, man. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
knock Naruto ever. I would say, like, if before we had after we had Dragon Ball Z, we were waiting for this,
Yeah.
epic new animation to come out, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they called it. They're like, Naruto's going to be the next one, and it was. I mean, true to the fact, Naruto's
Sure
one of
enough.
the
Yeah.
longest animes I've ever watched. I love that anime. Like
Yeah.
there is so many impactful fight scenes, and like just grief, and great battles and adversity and character building and world building. It just was super good, man. And
Big time.
right after that, like Here Comes My Hero, and that was the next projected anime. And you got Fire Force, you got freaking Black Clover,
Oh yeah.
you got so many animes coming out. And like Bleach, we didn't even talk about Bleach, but
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
or
I mean, there's too much, like if we had enough time, of course, we could go over, many, that definitely stick out in our minds. I mean, I could rap about this with you forever.
we need to
So
get you.
like,
You need to do you a Chibi Tale too, man. You need to
oh
go
man,
pick a book.
well, I feel like this was something for me, that I just wanted to be able to share, like a lot of things that I personally didn't know how, what animes you were going to stick out for you in your mind. I mean, there's not a big age difference between us, but there is still one nonetheless. And so getting an opportunity to hear about things that animes that really speak to you, things that you enjoy. Like I personally enjoy, listening to this, and I appreciate the opportunity for you being on here, as always, but specifically, being one of the guests up on here, so appreciate that, and I'm, you survived all the questions, like you gave really good answers, and, like you got the chat bumping in and chiming in. Double J's was saying that he was gonna, if there was a world that he could be in, that he would want to be in MHA too. We got a couple more people coming in the chat. I was just about to say, we got our blood cousin Jay Spokes in the house.
Yo, Jay Spokes, tell him about Spanish channel at grandma's, man. Watching Dragon Ball Z and shit.
Yeah.
Eric, you need it anytime we see Primo, you got to hit him with the
oh yeah, we got to get that shout out, man. My man, the Soul King Brooks, playing his guitar, ever laughing right there. One Piece, gotta love it.
That's it, bro.
that's it. That's it, man. Something that I wanted to say, I saw that No Good, Justin came in. We shouted out Caroline for her, her birthday. I just want to shout out everybody that went to Baltimore Con, and hopefully, everybody making it back safe. I can't wait to hear. I know Justin, earlier today, he had shared a little bit with our man JR, and I'm sure many other. You promised me comics copy. I'm sure many people are going to be sharing their experiences. So definitely reach out, sub up to their channels, come back in, listen into their experiences here. I know I'm sure that JR is itching to have his sharing experience. And I for one am personally looking forward to hearing all of that. So, and again, with Caroline, shout out to October birthdays, baby. We got one right here. Me and the missus with the October B days, so gotta love
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, and again, I just want to give a special shout out to everybody in the chat. We always love having you guys, seeing your comments, you guys chiming in. It's something that that we all appreciate, within the community, especially with Team Nerd Herd. You guys definitely make us feel the love. And we just have some other shows that are going to be coming on. Steve, right? What do we got going on here?
Yeah, so on Wednesday we got my horror hermano, Jay Ramirez from the Low Grades, and we got my broski, boy, Gomez from East Meets West Comics, man. So have you ever wondered if Jay Ramirez and Gomez have ever watched a rom-com before? Wednesday, you're gonna find out.
Let's find out.
Let's see what's on their list to watch, guys. Let's see if they are bringing tears of joy, and then if they cry ugly, we'll find out. I mean, I know I do. Yeah, I'm right, Eric. You're like, hey, dude, I can't to look at them.
I can't speak to that, man, because I know for me, for damn sure, I got the ugly face going on, so yeah, but that's something that I've been curious about, with the rom-coms, so I'm eager to see what's going on there.
Then on Thursday, man, we got that Mondo mail call with 1/3 of the Pressable Defects. My man Guy Forge will be a guest on Thursday's Mondo mail call show. We got that versus segment, so we can't wait. The versus is always putting the guests to the test, making them pick, making them choose on their loves. And I can't wait to see that versus deck, man. I just can't. Then you got Friday. My favorite, over at our friends at CBSI. CBSI Ben, man. It'll be Alonzo, myself, and we got another guest for our horror comic picks. Comic covers, horror covers, man. So your boy, that's right in your boy's wheelhouse. So you can pick some shit up. And then you got Sunday, man. You got Sundays. I think it's a double header, man, because you are going to get reintroduced to Introspective. With the Introspective crew, man. We got some new mates coming up with us, panels. Man. Yeah, so you got a new panel, so you got new blood. Put in the fun and specking, because specking is fun, man. So you got to get that introspective view. Then we got the top picks of the week for Sunday. So November 3rd, you guys already know, man. We are zipping through this year like who done it? You know what I mean?
Yep. It's true.
But other than that, man, I think that's about it, man. We got a full lineup, man, this week. We're coming out the gate. We took the weekend off to relax, be with our families, disconnect a little bit, and we're coming back at you.
Yep. So, yeah, man. I mean, a lot to look forward to this week, you guys, as always. And once again, definitely just come in, tune in. We're always up in the chat. Love having you guys in there. It's just this community, man. You can't ask for anything better. You guys are amazing. Give me some of Thirsty Thursday. So yeah, you guys. With that being said, everybody, you guys, that just wraps it up. For today. And yes, so Steve, do you want to do us the honor of taking us out, brother?
Oh man, if you want to do it right, collect what you like. But on this segment, if you want to view it right, anime for life. Oh, life.
Yeah. Peace out.